when they are delivered at scale, it's going to have an impact on the world at a scale that no one understands yet. Much bigger than the horrific impact we've had by social media, right, in my view.
That one of the most revealing interviews about artificial intelligence's future was suddenly erased from the internet. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share what former Google CEO Eric Schmidt said in this controversial interview before it was taken down, and why it might be the most important warning about AI we've ever received. In a dimly lit auditorium at Stanford University, Eric Schmidt, the man who turned Google into a trillion-dollar tech giant, revealed something. That three revolutionary forces are converging, and their combination could change civilization as we know it.
Read 20 books, you give it the text of the books is the query, and you say, tell me what they say. It forgets the middle, which is exactly how human brains work too.
The first force, massive context windows. Imagine, Schmidt says, leaning forward in his chair, an AI that can read 20 books at once, understanding them just like a human brain. These new AI systems won't just process information. They'll understand it, remember it, and use it in ways that mirror human cognition. But here's what's truly mind-bending. These systems will handle information exactly like our brains do. They'll remember the beginning and end clearly, while the middle becomes a bit fuzzy, just like human memory. This isn't just artificial intelligence anymore, it's artificial cognition. The second force is autonomous AI agents. Picture an AI that doesn't just answer questions, but actively solves problems. Schmidt revealed that companies are already building AI agents that can learn chemistry, run experiments overnight, and use the results to enhance their understanding. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now in labs across the world. These agents are working 24/7, conducting experiments, analyzing results, and making discoveries at a pace that would be impossible for human researchers. And they're getting smarter with every experiment they run. The third force might be the most revolutionary: text-to-action capability. Imagine telling your AI to build you a complete application and watching it happen in seconds. This isn't just about coding. It's about instantly turning human language into real-world actions. But these three forces are just the beginning. What Schmidt revealed next about the massive energy requirements for AI would make even the most optimistic tech enthusiasts pause.
Very hard. Sam Altman is a close friend. He believes that it's going to take about 300 billion, maybe more.
Picture an entire power grid of a major city. Now multiply that by 10. That's the kind of energy we're talking about to power the next generation of AI systems. Schmidt dropped a bombshell. Leading AI companies are preparing to spend up to $300 billion just to build the infrastructure needed.
Done the calculation on the amount of energy required, and I then, in the spirit of full disclosure, went to the White House on Friday and told them that we need to become best friends with Canada.
I did the calculations on the amount of energy required, Schmidt revealed, and then went to the White House with a stark warning. His message? The United States doesn't have enough power to support these AI systems, not even close. His solution was unexpected. We need to become best friends with Canada. Why? Because Canada has vast hydroelectric resources that could power these massive AI systems. But here's the catch. If we don't secure this power, someone else will.
The alternative is to have the Arabs fund it.
The alternative, Schmidt warns, is to have the Arabs fund it. But he quickly adds a crucial concern. They're not going to adhere to our national security rules. The race for AI supremacy isn't just about algorithms anymore. It's about who controls the power to run them. Yet even these staggering energy requirements pale in comparison to what Schmidt revealed next about the internal collapse of Silicon Valley's giants. How did Google, once the undisputed leader in AI, fall behind? Schmidt's answer was brutally honest, and it got the interview banned. Google decided that work-life balance and going home early and working from home was more important than winning. In one corner, you have companies like OpenAI and Anthropic, where teams work around the clock, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. In the other corner, you have traditional tech giants, where the focus has shifted to employee comfort over innovation.
In the spirit of full disclosure, Google decided that work-life balance and going home early and working from home was more important than winning.
The startups work because people work like hell, Schmidt explains. He points to companies like Tesla, where Elon Musk famously holds midnight meetings. This isn't just about working hard, it's about the relentless pursuit of technological breakthroughs at any cost. But here's what's truly shocking. Schmidt believes this cultural divide will determine which companies survive the AI revolution. In most businesses, time doesn't matter that much, he says. But we're in a period of maximum growth, maximum gains. While this cultural revolution sparked controversy, what Schmidt said next about the future of human programming would prove even more disturbing. Imagine telling an AI to build me a Google competitor and watching it happen in 30 seconds. According to Schmidt, this is coming within months, but the implications are far more profound than anyone realizes.
What happens when everyone has their own programmer? And I'm not talking about turning on and off the lights.
Schmidt reveals each and every human on the planet will have their own programmer, a non-arrogant programmer that actually does what you want, and you don't have to pay all that money to. But this technology could make traditional programming obsolete overnight. Think about it. When you can simply describe what you want and have AI build it instantly, what happens to the millions of programmers worldwide? Schmidt's answer is both fascinating and terrifying. Software programmer productivity will at least double, but that's just the beginning. He points to a company called Augment that focuses not on individual programmers but on entire development teams. They're targeting these 100-person software programming teams working on millions of lines of code where nobody knows what's going on. The AI doesn't just write code, it understands and manages entire software ecosystems. But while the future of programming looks uncertain, what Schmidt revealed next about military applications of AI would prove even more alarming.
I worked for the Secretary of Defense for 7 years and tried to change the way we run our military.
I spent 7 years working with the Secretary of Defense, Schmidt began before dropping a bombshell about the future of warfare. He reveals how a $500 drone can now destroy a $5 million tank. And that's just the beginning of how AI is revolutionizing military capabilities. The traditional theory of armies, tanks, artillery, and mortars is becoming obsolete. Schmidt describes a future where AI-powered systems make traditional land warfare essentially impossible. But it's truly concerning, the speed at which this transformation is happening. This led him to work on AI-powered defense systems that could change the nature of warfare forever. The goal? Make invasion by traditional military forces impossible. But there's a darker side to this revolution. As AI systems become more sophisticated, the line between defensive and offensive capabilities blurs. The whole theory of armies is changing, Schmidt warns, and we're not ready for what comes next. Yet even these military implications pale in comparison to what Schmidt revealed about the global AI race and its potential to reshape world power.
In your lifetimes, the battle between the US and China for knowledge supremacy is going to be the big fight.
In your lifetimes, the battle between the US and China for knowledge supremacy is going to be the big fight, Schmidt declares. But this isn't just about military power or economic dominance, it's about who controls the future of human knowledge itself. Schmidt reveals that the US currently has a 10-year advantage in chip technology over China. However, maintaining this lead requires something few people consider: unprecedented amounts of computing power.
And so France, I think, has a chance. I don't see Germany coming, and the rest is not.
France has a chance, Schmidt notes, discussing global AI players, but Europe is screwed up because of Brussels. He points to India as the potential swing state in this global competition with its vast pool of AI talent. The race isn't just about who can build the most powerful AI, it's about who can control its development and deployment. But here's what's truly shocking: the amount of money being poured into this race. The early money has been made, Schmidt explains, and now the big money people who don't know what they're doing have to have an AI component in everything. This flood of capital is creating what he calls an investment bubble of unprecedented scale. But while the global power struggle intensifies, Schmidt's final revelation about the nature of AI itself would prove the most philosophical, and perhaps the most disturbing. What happens when we create something so complex that even its creators can't understand how it works? Schmidt's answer to this question reveals perhaps the most profound challenge we face with AI: the black box problem.
You have a teenager, you know they're human, but you can't quite figure out what they're thinking.
These are knowledge systems that we cannot fully characterize, Schmidt admits before making a comparison that's both humorous and deeply unsettling. If you have a teenager, you know they're human, but you can't quite figure out what they're thinking. Somehow we've managed to adapt to the presence of teenagers. The crucial difference that Schmidt points out is that teenagers grow up and become more predictable. AI systems, on the other hand, are becoming increasingly mysterious as they grow more powerful. We're building intelligence that operates in ways we can't comprehend. How do you think we should prepare for this AI-powered future? Let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.